Hey YouTube, Travis here, coming to you on the road actually. So we're at the start of a pretty big adventure. Hopefully you've watched some of my previous videos. If you haven't, thank you for joining. If you have, welcome back. But yeah, so today, as I mentioned, we're on a pretty big adventure, or the start of one. We are starting our trip to go out to Colorado. I've been building out this rig for about a year and a half, trying to get it to where I think is capable enough to be able to actually tackle some of the bigger stuff out west, and we're done. So I just left yesterday, drove about 10 hours down to Shenandoah National Forest, and we're starting there. We're going to jump onto the Trans-American Trail and take that out through Virginia, North Carolina, Tennessee, Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, Oklahoma, and then the corner of New Mexico into Colorado. A little bit more about the Trans-American Trail is it is a road that was put together. I'll put the guy's name in the description. I can't remember off the top of my head. Basically, it was a road that was put together, or a route that was put together by a motorcyclist, or an enduro adventure motorcyclist, and he desired to want to be able to have as much of an adventure trip as possible, which would allow us to allow people to ride across the country on predominantly dirt roads. So that's a really cool part. I figured I would take the really long way on my trip to get out to Colorado, and as part of that, like I said, I came across the Trans-American Trail and decided to choose that. So I hope you all enjoy coming along with me on this. This will be a multi-part series, probably one part for each of the states that I go through on my way. Hopefully help show you some of the cool stuff that I come across as part of this trip, and maybe learn a thing or two, whether I get into some trouble by get myself stuck or come across some sort of challenges along the way. Maybe my failings can hopefully be an education, serve as an education opportunity for others. So like I said, I'm excited to have you all come along with me along this trip, and I hope you are too, and definitely want to follow along. Have a wonderful day. Ironic that I mentioned that it's predominantly dirt roads, is the first few miles that I've been going down so far have all been on pavement. I'm not too worried about it though. We'll definitely jump onto some dirt roads along the way, and hopefully come across some fun stuff and maybe get a little dirty too. But yeah, as I mentioned, the Trans-American Trail was set up to, I think it was originally goes from about West Virginia, circles down through parts of the south along the Appalachian Mountains, across southern Tennessee, into the Midwest, and up through Colorado, Utah. Once it hits Idaho, it actually starts snaking back east towards Chicago, I believe through Minnesota, North Dakota, or South Dakota. And again, I'm only taking parts of it so that I can hopefully take the long route out to Colorado. But the trail itself is actually pretty damn cool. And I've seen people doing it in about 2 weeks, or people on YouTube doing it in about 2 weeks. There are some cool spur-offs. So when you get out to Idaho, out just outside of Boise, you can actually take the trail out to Oregon and continue the trail out there, as well as somewhere around here in Virginia, where I'm currently at, you can actually take the trail east through North Carolina out to the Atlantic Ocean as well, called the Atlantic Spur. And then there's one called the Shadow of the Rockies, which of course mirror the Rockies on just the east side of them. And again, same thing, these are all just different parts of the trip that you can kind of take and pick and choose which sections you want to do, or which states you want to do at different times. And they make it really, really easy. You go to transamtrail.com and you can buy each of the tracks, and he'll actually email them all to you, as well as roll maps for folks who might be doing things like riding a motorcycle or stuff like that. So, but yeah, I hope you guys enjoy and are having some fun with me as we're driving through some of these beautiful woods up here in Virginia.
A few moments later.
All right, so we found our first part of dirt here, and it's exactly what we're looking for. A nice narrow track, lots of blind corners, lots of switchbacks and side-by-sides, and so let's see what this brings us. Now the thing with trails like this is, especially because it's a little bit more off the beaten path, they're not going to be maintained as much. This is where we have to definitely watch out a little bit more and watch our speed. We're going to be coming around some of these corners that might be either tight, or there might be other people coming our way. The other thing you need to worry about as well is potentially fallen rocks or things that have come across the road that have made it impassable. So hopefully we don't come across any of those today, but if we do, we'll then figure out what we got to do, and if it's something we have to move, or if it's bad enough where we have to turn around. Unfortunately, it's just kind of you know, the pick of the gamble with some of these types of roads. So we're going to see what we can find. But as you can see here, the road itself is already pretty damn awesome, snaking up through these mountains like this. Pretty sure we keep going this way. actually a couple of really cool spots, it seems like, off of here where you could do some remote camping. I chose, for most of my path down, I chose various campgrounds, actually national parks and such, that mirrored my path down. I was able to reserve ahead of time, and I didn't know what I was going to get into when I was going and actually planning this. But it's one of those things where now that I've been down here and through here, I would definitely have done a little bit more of the off or backcountry camping. There's a couple of really nice spots off of this road and places where you can kind of just call it a day. up on wrapping up, call it day 0.5 with one of the first half of the Virginia leg done. We'll pick up the rest of it tomorrow when we take off from Shenandoah National Park. And we might have some videos in between. I might take one of Skyline Drive just to kind of show everybody what that view looks like, because the road itself is a really cool drive and a really awesome road. No promises though, as you know, I love being off the pavement. But if I got to drive it anyways, might as well make a quick little video for folks to kind of highlight some of the really cool views that you see as part of it. Otherwise, thank you for coming on the first part of this adventure, and I hope you continue to follow me as we work our way through, like I said, Virginia, North Carolina, Tennessee, and a couple of the other states out down south. Take care, everybody, and hope to see you soon.